our ambition is to continue to improve the services which we offer to large corporates, and in that respect, during 2008, as you know, we've developed WiMAX services in the top 20 cities in Romania, and we've used those to deliver high quality services, good guaranteed data throughput, high level SLAs to probably our top 1,000 or 2,000 corporates, and we'll continue to expand that service as we move forward in 2009. And that has been a very good complementary service to the wireless broadband, which I described earlier. Wireless broadband is obviously offered on a kind of best efforts basis, and it's used by much larger numbers of people. But we also use our WiMAX network to provide the higher quality services to those corporates who really need those benefits.
I have a question about WiMAX. Do you consider as justified in our times the past and future investment in WiMAX technology when the important global players are changing the direction to LTE, just as Alcatel-Lucent and Nokia?
Yes, I think that if you look at people who are investing in WiMAX as a rival to GSM, that statement is probably true. You know, you'd ask the question, why are you doing that when everybody is currently looking at LTE, which may kind of wrap WiMAX into it in the future. But just to emphasise what I said earlier, the way we use WiMAX is different. First of all, we've got fixed WiMAX, not mobile WiMAX. And we're using it for our largest corporate customer base. So it's to a certain extent a kind of niche application, quite important for us and certainly for our largest customers. But nevertheless, it's not something which in any way is going to challenge our main technology, which is always going to be GSM, 3G, and then LTE. The two things are used side by side in a complementary way.
Which were the major changes to Orange Romania regarding the networking and infrastructure operators in 2008, and what are your predictions for this year?
I don't think that we made any major changes to how we were dealing with the major infrastructure vendors. I mean, we still have an Ericsson core network, a Huawei 3G UTRAN, and an Alcatel 2G access network. So it's a fairly exotic combination of the three vendors.
And you use, I suppose, some China's
yes.
Other equipments.
Well, the Huawei, the Chinese are supplying all of the 3G equipment. Yeah. So I guess the only major change that we've made this year is we're using NEC for transmission equipment. And transmission, I want to emphasise, is extremely important in the context of data, which we were just discussing, because if you introduce HSDPA software onto a network, then theoretically you can say, yes, I've got 7.2 megabits per second everywhere on the network. But in actual practice, if you don't invest in the necessary transmission backhaul, which is the most expensive part of the investment, far more expensive than the software, then if a customer tries to get that level of throughput, it's not going to happen. So when I say we've got 7.2 in the top 12 cities in Romania, I mean that if you're in one of those cities and you access 3G through our HSDPA network, then you're going to get a theoretical 7.2 throughput. So it's not just the maximum which the software will allow. We've actually put the transmission capability in place to make it work properly. So I only talk about cities where I know that customers can get that experience. So as I've said, it's 12 at the moment. It'll be 20 by the end of the first quarter and 41 at the end of the year. 3.6 is available everywhere now, but I'm talking about real 7.2.